Assalamualaikum to all of the candidates for the interview today. Welcome to Islamic Bank of Dubai. Thank you for your attending today's interview session. I am AQMAL and with me is Mr. Allan Zikry and we are from the management department. Together with us today is Mr. AFIQ from the Sharia Banking Department.
Assalamualaikum and thank you for gathering here today. We extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Before we delve into our session, I would like to take a few moments to provide a more comprehensive explanation of the vital role played by the Sharia department within our bank. At our bank, we place great emphasis on adhering to Sharia principles in all our operations and product offerings. The Sharia department serves as a safeguard, ensuring that our activities are in complete compliance with these principles. By adhering to these guidelines, we aim to provide our customers with financial solutions that are in harmony with their religious beliefs while upholding ethical standards. Allow me to further elaborate on the key concepts that guide our operations. First is genuine willingness in transactions. In Islamic finance, transactions must be conducted with the willingness of all parties involved. This means that all contractual agreements should be entered in voluntarily. The Sharia department ensures that our transactions are based on the principles of fairness and mutual consent. Second is prohibition of riba, or what we know as interest. One of the fundamental principles of Islamic finance is prohibition of riba, which refers to charging or paying of interest. Instead of our financial transactions are based on profit and risk-sharing arrangements. Third is prohibition of gharar or uncertainty. Gharar refers to excessive uncertainty and ambiguity in transactions. Islamic finance requires clarity and transparency in contractual agreements. The Sharia department carefully reviews our contracts to ensure that they are clear and free from any uncertainty or ambiguity. Next is prohibition of maisir. Islamic Sharia department ensures that our product and services do not involve any elements of maisir. We abstain from investment in sectors that are considered haram, such as gambling and alcohol. Next is foundation of halal products of our products and services. Last but not least, Sharia department will make sure there is no market manipulation. In conclusion, the Sharia department in our bank plays a pivotal role in ensuring that our operations and products align with principle of Sharia. So today, my presence here is to assess your understanding of these important requirements. I encourage you to actively engage in our sessions.
Walaikum salam. Thank you for the opportunity. We felt very excited and happy to have been selected for this interview. As the preferred candidate, we will strive to the best and meet the criteria you are looking for and be ready to adapt to the Sharia requirements in all aspects of work required.
Okay, first, can you briefly explain your background, especially your best achievements before? You can start first, Mr. ZERIK.
Thank you, Mr. Akmal, for giving me the opportunity to do this interview. First of all, allow me to continue the explanation regarding the first question. My name is ZERIK bin KAMSAH. In terms of academic excellence, I have a degree in banking and finance from the University of Dubai. Before this, I had experience working at Bank Rakyat Malaysia as a banking officer for 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, ZERIK. for a good explanation. And what about you, Mr. Han?
I have completed my degree in Islamic finance at Major University of Shahid Zulfikar Ali Bhutto Institute of Science and Technology. Previously, I held a position as a business executive at a conventional banking company, the National Bank of Pakistan, for 5 years. Throughout my career there, I was awarded as the best executive 2 years in a row as a result of achieving KPA targets set by my employer at the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, what about you, Mr. Izzuddin?
For my study background, I have completed a degree in banking and finance at University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, and continue my studies to master level at the same university and program. In terms of experience, I have worked at Rashid Hussain Bank for 4 years as a bank officer and managed to obtain the best employee award for 3 consecutive years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzuddin. Then what about the two of you, Mr. Fizan and also Mr. Fahmi?
For my background, I obtained my degree in law from the University of Hassan II Casablanca in Morocco, where I developed a strong foundation in legal principles and Islamic jurisprudence. One of my best achievements during my studies was being awarded the top position in my graduating class for my thesis on the application of Islamic finance principle in contemporary banking systems. This thesis not only earned recognition from my professors but also sparked discussion within academic circles about the relevance and implementation of Islamic finance in modern economies.
Thank you. What about you, Mr. Fahmi?
Thank you, Mr. Akmal, for giving me the opportunity to attend this interview. My name is Muhammad Fahmi bin Muhammad Yusuf. In terms of education background, I have completed degree in Islamic banking and finance from University Utara Malaysia. In terms of work experience, at this point, I still not have any achievement to be proud because I am just a fresh graduate. However, I was one of the university top student with a CGPA 4.0. Thank you.
That's interesting from you, Mr. Fahmi. It sounds like you have a lot of confidence. Well, for our last candidate, please tell me about yourself.
As for me, I completed my bachelor's degree in finance from the University of Jordan, where I gained a solid understanding of financial principles and practices. After that, I pursued a master's in finance with a focus on banking and financial markets from the Institute of International Banking and Finance in London, where I deepened my knowledge of the global financial system and market dynamics. My best achievement is I become an assistant manager at Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC in ARMAN. I manage a team responsible for portfolio management and asset allocation, ensuring optimal returns for our clients in the Jordanian market.
Right. All right. We move to the question two. So, can you all give us an example of the situation where you have demonstrated competence in solving problems at workplace before? So we can start with Mr. Khan, maybe.
Thank you, Mr. Allan. I work closely with different teams, including IT and legal experts, to create and introduce a new system by training staff on the change. We cut down the time it took to approve loans, making customers happier and keeping them with us. Plus, the new system was more accurate and transparent, fitting Islamic finance principles. This experience taught me to find the main problems and come up with smart solutions. I'm excited to use this approach to help the Islamic Bank of Dubai succeed.
What a good experience you have, Mr. Khan. Thank you. Uh, Next, maybe Mr. Izzuddin.
Thank you, Mr. Allan. I play a role in dealing with problems when the banking system experiences technical disruption. I immediately coordinate with the technical team, provide the latest information to customers, and offer them direct assistance. The step I take help reduce the impact on customer and protect the bank's reputation. My efficiency in dealing with those situations is one of the factors that contribute to my achievement as the best officer in the bank for 3 years in a row. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzuddin. We appreciate that. Thank you. Maybe it's your turn now, Mr. ZERIK.
Thank you, Mr. Allan. For me, I ran into a bottleneck in the personal finance approval process at work before. I found that by gathering the team and analyzing the problem, we found a lack of communication and inefficient manual process as the root cause. I propose an automated funding management system that is successfully implemented to increase efficiency. This success reduces waiting time, increase customer satisfaction, and increase productivity. That's all from me. Thank you.
Oh, what a great strategy you have, Mr. ZERIK. Thank you. Now then, Mr. Vizan and also Mr. Fahmi, please tell us how you guys solve your maybe your problem at your workplace before.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Allen. In a previous position, our team encountered a client who was struggling with debt repayment due to unexpected financial setbacks. Understanding the importance of maintaining a positive client relationship while adhering to ethical standards, I led effort to assess the client's financial situation truly. Through careful analysis and collaboration with the client, we developed a customized repayment plan that eased their financial burden while ensuring the bank's interests were protected. By fostering open communication and offering practical solutions, we successfully resolved the issue and strengthening the client's trust in our institution. Thank you.
What about you, Mr. Fahmi?
Thank you, Mr. Allen. To be to be honest, I have no experience about that. However, during my internship in period, I have solved several problems such as conflict in group and stress problem at work. During conflict between team, I have successfully helped with provide effective communication strategy as well as giving suggestion on how to develop better cooperation between team members. As for the stress problem, I have give advice to give friend about stress management, work-life balance, and how to overcome stress in the work environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fahmi. That's a good advice to your friend. How about you, Mr. Faiz?
Thank you, Mr. Allen. In my role as Assistant Manager at HSBC, I faced a challenge when a key client's investment portfolio took a hit due to sudden market volatility. Convening my team, we swiftly analyzed market data, identifying resilient sectors with proactive communication and strategic reallocation. We stabilized the portfolio and generated positive returns, showcasing the value of agility and collaboration in navigating financial challenges.
Thank you, Mr. Faiz. What a great explanation you have from all of you. So, well, the next question will be asked by our representative from the Bank Sharia Department, which is Mr. IKMAL.
Sure, thank you, Alan. Next, Khan and Faiz, could you explain what you understand about the principle of riba and how you will avoid it in tasks based on Sharia principles in business?
In Islamic finance, riba prohibits interest in transactions. To comply with Sharia principle in business assignment, I will focus on a profit sharing, transparent agreement, and guidance from Sharia experts. This ensures justice, integrity, and compliance with Islamic law. In addition, in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbids riba in a business based on the argument of the Quran, Surah Al-Rum, verse 39. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما أتيتم من ربا ليربو في أموال الناس فلا يربو عند الله وما أتيتم من زكاة تريدون وجه الله فأولئك هم المضعفون. According to the verse, any extra money you give to make people wealthier won't increase in value in God's eyes. But when you give zakat with the intention of pleasing God, that's when your reward multiplies. Therefore, this is in accordance with Islamic Sharia in business. Thank you.
For me, riba refers to the increase of profit obtained from a giving or receiving money loans with additional conditions. This is contrary to Islamic principles that promote fair trade and avoid exploitation. So, riba in this context damages social and economic justice.
Thank you, Khan and Faiz, for your interesting answers. Next, Izzuddin and Fahmi, please provide a brief explanation of the differentiation between takaful and conventional insurance, and also explain why takaful is permissible in Sharia rather than insurance.
Thank you, Mr. Afiq. Takaful is an alternative according to Sharia to conventional insurance based on the principle of cooperation, mutual help, mutual responsibility. In Takaful, participants contribute fund into a group system to help each other in times of need, while conventional insurance involves the transfer of risk from the insured to insurer in exchange for premiums. Takaful is permitted in Sharia because it adheres to the principles of risk sharing, cooperation, and ethical investment in contrast to conventional insurance practices. The practice, the practice interest, riba, uncertainty, gharar, and gambling maisir in their companies. Thank you.
Then, in my opinion, the biggest difference between Takaful and conventional insurance is their foundation. Takaful operate under Sharia law, avoid prohibited elements like uncertainty, gambling, and interest. Unlike conventional insurance, where risks are transferred to the insurer, Takaful involves risk sharing among members. Each member contributes to a fund, ensuring that everyone receives equal claim in the case of incident. Moreover, takaful policyholders maintain ownership of their contribution, which investor is a Sharia-compliant venture. Any resulting profit are shared among members or sometimes with the takaful operator, fostering a mutual beneficial setup. This creates a win-win situation for all members. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fahmi and Izzuddin. Next, Fizan and ZERIK. Which one between musharaka and mudorobah is more appropriate as a partnership method? And state your justification for your choice.
Thank you, Mr. Afiq. For me, Mudarabah is more accurate for sharing because it has a clear system. In Mudarabah, profits are divided based on an agreed ratio between the investors and the entrepreneur. This predefined ratio ensures fairness and transparency in profit sharing, reducing conflicts. Additionally, Mudarabah allows for flexible roles and responsibilities, making collaboration easier. This is because Mudarabah's predefined profit sharing ratio make it more accurate. It ensures fairness and transparency, reducing conflict, and flexible roles also improve collaboration.
Again, thank you for Mr. Afiq Iqmal. As we as as we know, both of these partnership methods are forms of partnership in Islam that are used in business. Also, both involve the sharing of profit and risk between the party involved. There are important difference in the two methods. Mudarabah is a form of partnership where one party provides capital, namely Rabbul Mal, who is responsible for providing the initial capital of the business. And the other party provide work and management called Mudarib, who is responsible for managing the business. Profit for Mudarabah are shared based on the agreed percentage, but loss are borne only by Rabbul Mal. Whereas Musharaka is a partnership between two or more parties where all parties provide capital and cooperate in business management. In the consultation, profit and loss are shared equally between the party involved according to the percentage of capital they contribute. In the aspect of sharing musharaka is a more accurate method because active involvement and capital participation is so equal. However, the appropriateness of the sharing method depends on the business situation. This is in my view. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that explanation, Mr. ZERIK. And now we may begin for the next questions. And I would like Mr. FAIZ to answer it. What is sukuk and how does it differ from conventional bonds and in terms of financial structure and Sharia compliance? Please also explain how these two financial instruments deal with risk and return from an investor's perspective. Please.
Absolutely. Sukuk or Islamic bonds follow Sharia rules and represent ownership in assets instead of debt. Investors get a share of profits from these assets, not fixed interest payments. Sukuk must comply with Islamic principles and share risk with investors compared to conventional bonds. Sukuk offers potentially higher returns but come with business-specific risks like market changes. Both bonds offer investment opportunities, but sukuk are favored by those seeking ethical investment options.
Thank you, Mr. Faiz. Well, the next question is, if there is a client requesting financing for a project involving various assets and services, how will you determine the appropriate financing structure according to Sharia principle? Mr. ZERIK, you can answer it.
Thank you, Mr. Akmal. To determine the appropriate financing structure according to Sharia principle for projects involving various assets and services, the first step is to conduct a thorough project analysis and consult with Sharia experts. Then choose the appropriate financing structure such as murabaha, ijarah, musyarakah, or mudarabah based on the needs of the project and expert advice. Prepare the agreement documents carefully and ensure the continuous implementation of the project in compliance with Sharia principles through effective supervisions and management. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. ZERIK. Then, Mr. Fizan, imagine that you need to promote an Islamic financing product. How will you ensure that your promotion appeals to customers, especially Muslims, who are still using conventional financing products? Please, Mr. Fizan.
Thank you, Mr. Akmal. To promote our Islamic financing product, I will emphasize its ethical nature and transparency, aligning with Islamic principles. We will highlight its competitive features, use target marketing, and build trust through excellent customer service and educational resource on Islamic finance. By doing so, we will attract customers, particularly those of the Muslim faith, and show the value of our product.
Right. Thank you. Right. Thank you for the explanation. So, Mr. Izzuddin, we know that an amil is the person who managing and distributed the zakat. So, how does an amil ensure that zakat that are received and distributed is used effectively in accordance with the purpose of zakat? How?
Thank you again, Mr. Allan. Amil can ensure effective use of zakat by verifying recipients' need, assessing their specific situation, maintaining transparent record of zakat distribution, and potentially monitoring how zakat funds are utilized by recipients. Additionally, they may provide resources like job training or small business loans to empower recipients towards self-sufficiency. Ensuring zakat is used not just for immediate aid but also for long-term benefit. Regular audit and evaluations can also help ensure accountability and effectiveness in zakat distribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzuddin. What a good explanation you are. Well, Mr. Khan, can you please explain what is the role of sukuk in the development of the Sharia financial industry as a whole?
Thank you, Mr. Allan. Um, in my opinion, sukuk are like special bonds that follow Islamic principles. They help in the Islamic finance industry by providing investment options that are in line with Sharia law, spreading out financial risks, and helping government and business raise money for projects. They also make the Islamic finance market bigger and more diverse, which attract more investors and support economic growth.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Khan. To Mr. Fahmi, can you explain to me what is the proof that riba is illegal? You may give evidence if necessary to further strengthen your argument. And what is the impact on the country if it's still practiced?
Thank you, Mr. Allen. The prohibition of riba in Islam is clearly stated in Quran and Hadith. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. This means Allah has permitted transaction and has forbidden riba. Surah Al-Baqarah verse 275. Furthermore, the Prophet Muhammad SAW is reported to have cursed the person who take interest, who will give interest, who write it, and who witness it. Riba is considered unjust because it involves taking a person's money without consideration. It is seen as a form of exploitation where the lender profits excessively from the borrower's need or desperation. This is considered a great injustice in Islam. Riba can have significant negative impact on a country economy. What are those negative impacts? These negative impacts are economic inequality, equality, and, and inflation. Riba can lead to an unequal distribution of wealth and resources, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. It concentrates wealth in the hand of a few people and corporations, which is not used for the general good of the community. Then, riba also can contribute to inflation when interest rates are artificially inflate the price of goods and services is raised, leading to a decrease in the purchasing power of individuals. Thank you.
Wow, I think you have a good visionary on yourself, huh? Thank you. That's a very good explanation from all of you guys. We are indeed looking for candidates who are not only knowledgeable but also committed to Sharia values. So, what about the challenge you may face in adapting to the Islamic banking environment? Maybe you can start, Mr. Zerik.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. One of the challenges is the lack of general awareness about the benefit of Islamic banking. I think it is important for us as Sharia bankers to educate and spread awareness about the benefit of Islamic banking, not only inside but also outside the organizations. I believe that this method of spreading knowledge about the benefit of Islamic banking is the best way if it is carried out carefully and planned. Thank you.
Thank you,
For me,
Thank you, Mr. Zerik. Sorry. Mr. Zudin, yes, you may continue.
uh, okay, thank you. For me, one of the challenges I may face in adapting to the Islamic banking environment is to understand in depth the principles of Islamic finance and how those principles are applied in daily practice at the bank. Uh, One more thing, I think I may need to overcome changes in processes and procedure that are different from conventional banking, as well as understanding how Sharia principles affect decision making in financial products and services. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzuddin. What about the two of you, Mr. Fizan and Faiz?
For me, adapting to the Islamic banking environment presents unique challenges, particularly in ensuring strict adherence to Sharia principles while meeting the diverse financial needs of clients. One challenge I anticipate is navigating the intricacies of Sharia compliance financial products and transactions, especially if they differ significantly from conventional banking practices. Additionally, maintaining a true updated on regulatory development will be essential to effectively serve clients and uphold the bank's ethical standards. However, I am eager to embrace this challenge, leveraging my passion for ethical finance and my commitment to continuous learning to contribute positively to the Islamic banking sector.
All right. One of the challenges that I may face in adapting to the Islamic banking environment are the need for continuous learning and staying updated on involving Sharia principles and regulations. Islamic finance is a dynamic field and it's crucial to remain knowledgeable about any changes or developments that may impact our practices. Additionally, as someone coming from a conventional finance background, I understand that there may be differences in process and procedures between Islamic and conventional banking. However, I'm committed to overcoming these challenges through proactive learning, seeking guidance from experienced colleges, and embracing the principles of Islamic finance in my work.
Thank you to all of you. That's indeed an excellent explanation that all of you can provide. And our last question will determine which one of you will be chosen to work in our bank. Then, very well, let's begin with our last question, which is what can you all give or skills that can be applied in this industry? This time, we can start it with Mr. Izzuddin. Please, Mr. Izzuddin.
Thank you, Mr. Akmal. For me, as a bank representative, I have a good communication skills, both verbal and written. This allow me to interact effectively with various stakeholders in the banking industry, including customers, colleges, and regulator. Thank you.
Mr. ZERIK?
Thank you, Mr. Akmal. For me, as a degree graduate in banking and finance, I will bring strong critical analysis skill and the ability to make fact-based decisions, especially in the financial field. In addition, I have a solid knowledge of the principles of Islamic banking and a good understanding of the law. With the skill I have, I I am very confident that I will be able to make a valuable contribution in this industry. I'm also confident that by combining the skill I have, it will be every it, it will be very beneficial for the industry to make me one of your employees. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. ZERIK. And what about you, Mr. Faiz?
I have long been interested in Islamic law and business. Dubai Islamic Bank provided a unique opportunity for me to combine these interests. I believe that through working here, I can make a significant contribution in promoting justice and adherence to the principles of Sharia.
Thank you, Mr. Faiz. Then you can begin, Mr. Han.
Thank you for that question. My background in Islamic finance, combined with my hands-on experience in conventional banking, equips me with a unique perspective that bridges both worlds. I have solid understanding of the principle of Sharia compliant finance and how to implement them in practical business settings. Moreover, my track record of success in optimizing process, leading teams, and delivering results demonstrate my ability to drive positive change and contribute to organizational growth. I'm also adept at adapting to new technologies and regulatory frameworks, which is crucial in the ever evolving landscape of Islamic banking. Overall, I believe my combination of skills, knowledge, and a proactive approach make me well suited to thrive in this industry and make meaningful contributions to the Islamic Bank of Dubai. Thank you.
That was excellent from you, Mr. Han. Then, Mr. Fahmi, please tell us what can you give or provide to our company?
For me to success in this industry, I have a good understanding of Sharia law and its principles, which prohibit interest, uncertainty, and gambling. Others, other skills also include knowing the fundamental of Islamic finance, ensuring Sharia compliance, developing Sharia compliance product, conducting financial analysis, maintaining ethical behavior, and having effective communication skill across culture. The skill empower me to promote ethical and responsible financial practice in a line with Islamic principles. Thank you.
Very well, Mr. Fahmi. Yeah, Mr. Fizan, please tell us what can you give and provide.
I bring a diverse skill set that is well suited for the Islamic banking industry. Firstly, my strong background in financial equips. Sorry, me. Firstly, my strong background in finance equips me with a solid understanding of financial principles and practices, which is essential for analyzing complex transactions and managing financial portfolios. Additionally, my proficiency in research and analytical thinking enables me to navigate the intricate landscape of Islamic finance product and regulation effectively. Finally, my commitment to ethical finance and continuous learning align with the core values of Islamic banking, ensuring that I approach every aspect of my work with integrity and dedication to serving the community. Thank you.
Thus concludes our interview session for today. Thank you to interview candidates KHAIDIR Khan, FAIZAN, FAHMI, ZERIK, IZZUDDIN, and FAIZ. You all have provided very insightful perspectives. We will take into consideration everything discussed today in making our decisions. We appreciate your time and effort in coming here today. Inshallah, we will contact all of you in the coming days. Thank you once again for your presence and may success be with you all. Bitawfiq wa najah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.